The other day, right, I made a joke about Hannibal Lecter to my husband, and I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. But no, what I really shouldn't have done is I shouldn't have said, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Because then my kid, see, he knows what I just said must be controversial, and he's gonna latch onto that. So then, of course, this is followed by like 50 questions about Hannibal Lecter, right? I simply say it's inappropriate, I shouldn't have said it, let's move on. And they tell me, professionals, they say, just don't give the subject any attention if you don't reinforce it with attention. So I'm sitting there gray rocking, I'm not giving in, I'm not gonna say nothing about him, okay? Well, then my dad comes over. And if there is anyone who's gonna tell my kid about a gruesome psycho killer, it's my father. We are talking about a dude who, when I was 6 years old, he showed me a book covered in blood and said, this is why you don't drink and drive. It was effective. I've never drank and drove. Another time, okay? This was like 10 years ago. I just left my abusive ex with my kid. I moved back in with my mom. He goes, I knew a woman once. She was with this guy. She got pregnant, had a kid, and then he just up and left. Then she moved home with her parents, and both of them dropped dead. And then he just stopped telling the story. I'm like, Dad, but then what happened? I thought it was going to be inspirational. He says, guess she got a job. So that's how my dad is, okay? So he comes over, so of course my son is hitting him with the, who's Hannibal Lecter? What does he do? My dad's telling it all. In fact, to be specific, my son went up to my father and said, Papa, can I have the biography of Hannibal Lecter? Biography. Honestly, I'm just like, it is what it is. He's 11. He probably hears worse in school. At least him and my dad are bonding over something that doesn't involve toilet humor or hating specific hairbrushes. But then I notice, my kid keeps running in and asking, my father about different physical characteristics about Hannibal Lecter. So my dad in detail is describing Anthony Hopkins in the role, and then my son will run, and then he'll come ask something else, he'll run back. And then I'm like, it's almost like he's drawing him. He was. I go out there, there's a freaking stick figure in a straight jacket. It did not look like Anthony Hopkins, but it doesn't matter because with the name being Hannibal Lecter, people will figure it out. I tell him, you cannot post that. You're gonna get banned from whatever you're posting it on. Thankfully, he deleted it. Trust me, if he didn't, I would have shown it. The best part, now when my dad leaves, he says to my son, bye, Roman, I love you. Be careful of Hannibal Lecter. And then my son says, bye, Papa, I love you. You be careful of Hannibal Lecter. Oh my